I, 32M, messed up big time with my partner. 26F, I need serious help as I am on a downward spiral, and it's my fault. Firstly, let me introduce myself. I am a 32-year-old male from the United Kingdom. I have been in a relationship with this girl for 5 years, and we initially met online. She's a 26-year-old female. Unfortunately, we ended our relationship on February 26th. She resides an hour away from me, so when 6 p.m. arrived and I finished work, we would spend our evenings together on Discord, and occasionally we would go on road trips. However, I never informed my parents about her. She was my first girlfriend, and I felt such anxiety about even mentioning her to them that I avoided the subject entirely and kept her hidden. When we went on road trips, I would tell them I was going on a work trip, and I know deep down she wanted to meet them. Over time, the pressure of hiding the relationship and the fear of revealing it overwhelmed me. Some people have reached out, stating that I had everything a wonderful girlfriend, a great job, and that I somehow ruined it. I want to share everything with you, but I think I need assistance in navigating this situation. I'm not seeking sympathy or anything of that sort. I am genuinely a mess. I have hurt someone deeply and completely mishandled the situation. I am not a monster, nor am I a stalker or anything like that. Whenever we were together, it felt perfect. We truly enjoyed each other's company. However, I am not in a good place right now, and I am not a nasty person. I really am not. I am acting on impulse and anger, and I feel trapped in a black hole. I keep falling, and I need help. I do not desire sympathy, nor do I want people to feel sorry for me. I made a mistake and believe I will honestly regret this for the rest of my life because I knew she was the one. My girlfriend, whom I will refer to as Sarah, has broken up with me after 5 years. She saw screenshots where I was chatting with someone I will call Bella, a 26-year-old female from Australia, stating things like, "Let's do a cam-to-cam," and "Oh yeah, wow." In another conversation I mentioned, "It means we are both taken and can't bait each other, good game." She asked, "Are you with Aurora still?" To which I replied, "Yes." She responded by saying, "Look at us dating those people," but the conversation snippet was cut off. Another snippet stated, "Does that mean you're good now then, eh?" And yet another included, "We can cam-to-cam when we're both single, okay mate." Bella further mentioned, "Ha ha ha ha, all right, might be a while. I'm meeting him in February and he's hung," to which I replied, "Don't worry mate, we'll have some fun when we're single." She responded, "Ooh, will we?" And I said, "It depends if you cam-to-cam mate." Bella then asked, "What do you plan to do on this cam-to-cam, huh?" And I replied, "When you're single, you'll know mate." In our direct messages, I explicitly stated outside of the snippets that I would not act on anything, as I have a girlfriend and it was all just banter. However, Bella took those snippets and shared them in her friendship group chat. I completely understand how Sarah felt about this situation. One of those friends, upon learning that Sarah and I were still together despite these conversations happening 2 years ago, sent the screenshots to my girlfriend. When Sarah received them, she was absolutely devastated. Since then, Bella has messaged me, expressing that she did not intend to make me look bad and is truly sorry for everything. She never wanted me to lose my relationship and emphasized that nothing happened between us, nor would it have. A mutual friend mentioned that I would have acted on something had she not said no, but Bella insisted that nothing occurred, nor would it have happened. I feel immense shame over this entire situation. However, this is not the complete reason for our breakup. Over the past year, I have been working in the gaming industry as a community manager, where I directly handle all the harsh comments. My company underwent a takeover process that began in March 2024, and while it is not an excuse, this has significantly impacted my mental health. I have always dreamed of working in the gaming sector, and I am fortunate to be able to say that I am doing so. But as a community manager, the mental strain is substantial. Managing player expectations, addressing everyone's needs, and trying to stay focused on all my other responsibilities has taken its toll on me. I admit I did not handle this well, and with the company's takeover, I felt scared and incredibly upset, as it meant the end of the first job that provided me a breakthrough in gaming. The company has been wonderful to me. They would always offer me holidays if they noticed I was having a tough day, provide accommodation in nice hotels, and allow me to extend my stays while traveling abroad, covering the costs to help me find some real downtime. However, when the takeover occurred, the reality became clear we would either need to relocate abroad. The main office is located in a cold area near Sweden, or face redundancy. This realization hurt me deeply. It led to binge eating. I found myself consuming as many as 10 cans of Pepsi Max daily without stopping. I kept getting worse, and every day it felt like I would guzzle 3 cans of Pepsi Max while on calls, leading to hyper episodes. I also ate a lot of crisps and eventually stopped going to the gym. All of this made me miserable, and I was aware it was affecting our relationship. I lightly mentioned to Sarah a few months after the takeover that I might have to move, but she said that if I relocated full-time, she was unsure if we could make it work since she could not handle long-distance relationships due to a previous experience. I was heartbroken. I did not share that with her, but it devastated me. So I felt immense pressure, wondering if I would still have a job, pondered the possibility of moving away from my family and friends, and received harsh negativity from players because we had slowed down our content pipeline during the acquisition process. I concealed 95 of these feelings from Sarah because I did not want them to affect us. However, deep down, I was panicking and hurting, not wanting to lose her. I would have bad days at work, and when we played games together, I often found it difficult to switch off. Since I was working from home, I would just change Discord servers. For instance, when we played Overwatch, we would argue over trivial matters like, "Why aren't you healing me?" Or, "You're not playing well," and I was just negative. I did not mean to be. This continued for many months. I concealed most things from Sarah, including my emotions. At times I loved her, and I knew she loved me because she would message me every morning, making me the first person on her mind. My parents often told me that I do not handle feelings or goodbyes well, and I believe they are entirely correct. I was aware she wanted children, but I was never open about that with her, and I did not realize how much it hurt her until her best friend shared that insight. Then, the breakup took place on the 26th. Sarah said she needed some space. This was my first genuine relationship. I had never had a girlfriend before, and I never understood the signs. Yes, I was completely naive. She asked for space, and I did not even know what that meant. I sent her flowers and asked if we could still have a call that night, but she replied, "No, because that defeats the purpose of having space." Her best friend offered to mediate and suggested that if I wanted to ask any questions, I should contact her. I should take this time to learn and grow up, reflect on my past and present actions, and consider how I treat Sarah, what I envision for our future, and how serious I truly am about her. I should have heeded this advice, but I did not understand. For the past 5 years, we had spoken every day, spending all our evenings together on Discord calls or in person. She was involved in every aspect of my life, and suddenly we had to stop. It was emotionally challenging for me. Meanwhile, our friend group excluded me, not inviting me to any games or activities we used to do together, which only added to my feelings of isolation. It made me even sadder because everyone around me was ignoring me, and when I reached out asking if I could explain, I received no response. On the morning of the 27th, I called her, expressing how difficult it was for me to cope, but she insisted she wanted space. I simply wanted to know if we were finished because I was panicking. I called again on the 28th, and eventually, on the 1st of February, she confirmed it was over. Everything felt overwhelming. Her playing games with our friends felt like a betrayal to me, and I was effectively being excluded. Every game I played brought back memories of our time together, and I would often find myself in tears. I deeply regret my actions. At 6 p.m., I felt utterly alone. She told me she had thought about it and was completely done, and I could not stop crying on the phone. I had so much to express to her, everything I had bottled up. She wanted children and was serious about our future, but we never discussed it. Even in reflection, while she mentioned wanting to talk, we never had those crucial conversations. I don't recall a time when we had a serious discussion about where do we go next. Our relationship seemed to have hit a wall. It became repetitive. We would connect at 6 p.m., play games together, and the next day would be the same. But we never explored the deeper conversation. I know I could have brought it up too, so I am equally to blame. Afterward, I began messaging her everywhere. I was worried, panicking, and scared. I wanted us to return to normal. When I called her the next day, she reiterated that it was over, causing me to completely lose control. My heart sank. I noticed she was playing this chat room game, and I created a new account where I could see her. It hurt to witness her getting close with another guy, as she would say things like, "I sent you this meme, when are you going to reply Roman 20? She had him added on our favorite game, stating she would teach him how to play, which devastated me. I wanted to keep reaching out to her for clarification, fearing I was losing my mind. It was a horrible experience. I felt so paranoid about potentially losing her. Over that weekend, I found myself berating myself and struggled to accept that it was over while she continued to engage with that friend group and this new guy more frequently. In a matter of days, she had begun following him on Instagram and Spotify. It felt as though our relationship meant nothing and that I had wasted my time, but perhaps I was just overthinking it. I am aware he might have ulterior motives, and I cannot control that. Meanwhile, her best friend continued to message me, criticizing my behavior and claiming I had treated her poorly, which only provoked me to reach out to Sarah in an attempt to reassure her that I never wanted her to feel that way. Based on what her best friend conveyed, Sarah and I had never held serious conversations regarding our relationship. In hindsight, our communication, particularly my end, was severely lacking. It pains me to know she is likely living a much happier life without me, and I never wanted her to feel this way. But then, I did something I should have never attempted, and it resulted in the loss of 3 of my closest friends. I desired clarity and wanted to salvage the relationship. I logged into my best friend's account and pretended to be him while talking to Sarah. I tried to convey my feelings about her and how I truly felt. I lacked the courage to approach her directly. My best friend discovered this, we are a trio, and now I have lost both of them. Sarah reached out to my best friend for calls, but I made excuses, claiming his wife had headaches, not realizing she genuinely had an injury, which made him believe I was being disrespectful. That was never my intention. I was just in a bubble and attempting to relay her request for a call. Interacting with her had brought me some peace. Knowing the relationship was salvageable felt incredibly reassuring, yet I squandered that opportunity. I have lost around 7 people in my life, and I am genuinely struggling. Being labeled a psycho and dealing with harsh judgments has been overwhelming. All I ever wanted was to have an honest conversation with Sarah and express my feelings, but she would not allow it because she needed that space. That is what hurts the most. I do not know how to navigate this or even begin to fix it. I understand it will take time, but I am unsure how much. After 2 weeks, Bella, the girl associated with the screenshots, intervened, defending me by stating that the screenshots were taken out of context and do not accurately represent the truth. I do not know if that is a thread of hope for me to cling to, but so much has already transpired. I feel as though I have ruined everything. Every game I play reminds me of her. Every activity I engage in is haunted by memories of her, and I find myself crying daily. My intentions were never malicious. I realize they may appear that way, but I made mistakes with every decision I faced, and it hurts. I know it is over, but I think I truly need a therapist, someone who can provide guidance. I am not a toxic person, nor do I wish to become one. Whenever we met in person, it was the best experience because we could escape the drama of online interactions, allowing me to relax and forget everything. Please refrain from harsh judgment. I hope to grow from this. I have been going to the gym almost daily since our breakup, and I am no longer consuming Pepsi Max, only water from now on. However, the pain still lingers within me. I no longer feel like myself, and I do not feel whole. The life I thought I wanted of simply playing games with her has changed. Now I desire a future, with children and a home, just as she wanted. It feels too late. Thank you for listening, and I apologize for unloading my thoughts and feelings. I wanted to be transparent to receive the most insightful advice possible. I am genuinely not in a good place right now. Story 2. Is my fiancé too controlling, or am I overreacting? After 7 years together, I feel suffocated by her need for constant FaceTime, her jealousy over my friends, and her expectation that everything be done her way. Is it time for a serious conversation about boundaries? Title, Summary. I believe my partner has made me feel like I cannot have my own life outside of the relationship. I apologize if this is a bit lengthy. My fiancé and I have been together for approximately 7 years, and we recently became engaged. For the most part, our relationship has been good, although we experience our fair share of disagreements and arguments. However, lately, I feel as though I am starting to resent the relationship due to the way it makes me feel. I will take responsibility and acknowledge that I am not perfect, but I always respect my partner's opinions and ensure that she feels heard. We are currently in a long-distance relationship, as I work abroad in finance. Fortunately, I have remote work hours that allow me to visit my fiancé for extended periods. However, my partner enjoys FaceTiming when we are not together, which I do not necessarily mind. At times, however, I also value my personal time and space. To illustrate this point, she expects me to FaceTime her every single day or every single night so she can fall asleep. We text throughout the day, so I do not always feel it is necessary for me to FaceTime her daily, as I like to maintain my routine and live my own life as well. Whenever things do not go her way, and I inform her that I am preoccupied and cannot FaceTime, such as when I am watching the NBA or a movie, she becomes upset and subsequently acts distant toward me. Recently, we had an argument because we had not FaceTimed for about 2 days, even though we were in constant communication via text from morning until night and FaceTimed most days during the week. A few weeks ago, we also argued because she chose to go through my Facebook and discovered women with whom I was friends. These were individuals I had known before we started our relationship, and I had never had any romantic involvement with them. I never flirted with or initiated anything with these individuals. Nonetheless, she claimed that it was embarrassing and strange for her that I have certain female friends on Facebook. On that same day, she also became upset with me for liking a post about an actress who was nominated for an Oscar. I am a very passionate movie enthusiast and a fan of this actress and her work. She then insinuated that I only liked this actress because she is conventionally attractive and pointed out that I liked her before my fiancé and I were together. She also expects me to do everything her way, even in the smallest matters, such as putting things away or simply tidying up the space. We both enjoy cooking, but when she cooks, I am not allowed to participate or assist. I must simply follow her instructions on how to do things. In contrast, when I am cooking, she often tries to add something to my dish. While I do not mind this sometimes, it seems unfair at times, as she can be quite particular about how she wants things done. Whenever I am at her place and we have a minor disagreement, she frequently reminds me that I am in her house and that this is her domain. I have never exhibited any controlling or possessive behavior, nor have I attempted to act as if I am in charge of her living space. I always ask for permission or double-check before I do anything at her house to avoid any misunderstandings and to show respect. I have also found it challenging to engage in civil discussions with her when we do not share the same opinions. She becomes easily offended and rarely takes the time to consider my perspective. In contrast, I always engage with her talking points and ask questions to gain better insight into her viewpoint. Yet, she takes offense to my alternative yet respectful opinion and suggests that I feel I have the upper hand simply because I am a man. My partner has very few friends, and those she does have, she does not truly consider as friends. Although these friends speak highly of her and enjoy spending time with her, it sometimes feels as though I am her only source of entertainment. Currently, she is also not employed, which has been the case for about 2 years. As a result, she spends most of her time at home every day, and I suspect she has grown bored and expects me to entertain her constantly. This situation has also contributed to her ongoing depression, which is beginning to take a toll on me. I have dealt with my own issues following the loss of my older brother, but I made the decision to pursue therapy for my own sake and for the health of our relationship. I have encouraged her to consider therapy as well, but she consistently brushes it off, claiming it is too expensive, despite having no problem spending money on unnecessary clothing and accessories she does not need. I look forward to receiving any feedback.